Okay, so we're going to put everything together like we did yesterday. So we're just going to solve each inequality. Remember, distribute first, combine like terms, move variables, multiply, divide, and if you multiply, divide by negative, make sure you flip the inequality. Okay? So solving for the first one, negative 5 becomes a positive 5, so negative 7t is greater than or equal to negative 13. Divide by negative 7. So t, since I'm dividing by a negative, I need to flip that inequality. So t is less than or equal to, and that's going to be positive 13 over 7. And you can leave it as a fraction if you get a fraction, that is okay. On the other side, look at where your a is. So negative 1 needs to go to the other side, becomes a positive 1. 14 is greater than 2/3 a. The opposite of multiplying, now remember 2/3 is like one number. So the opposite of multiplying by 2/3 is to divide by 2/3. So make sure that you enter 14 divided by 2/3. And you're going to get 21 is greater than a. I do not flip my inequality because I didn't divide by a negative. On number 3, look for your like terms. For u, there's nothing alike on the left, and there's nothing like on the right. 4u is on the other side, so it needs to move over, okay? So that becomes negative 6u, negative 6 becomes a positive 6. So you got negative 2u is greater than or equal to negative 14. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So u, and remember since you're dividing by a negative, you have to flip that inequality, is less than or equal to 7. Number 4, I have parentheses, so I have to distribute first. 3z plus 3 times 1 is 3. And then you bring down the plus 11 is less than negative 2 times z is negative 2z. Negative 2 times 13 is negative 26. Then look to see if there's anything that goes together. So 3z, 3 plus 11 is 14, is less than negative 2z minus 26. Now see that z kind of looks like a 2. That's why they use the cursive letters in algebra so that they don't look, or they put them in italicized so that you don't think they're numbers. Okay, just bring over your negative 2z, make that a positive 2z, and positive 14 becomes a negative 14. So 3 minus 2 is 1z is less than negative 40. And, oh, no, that's not a 1, that's a 5. Sorry about that. 3 plus 2 is 5. And the opposite of multiplying by 5 is to divide by 5. So your answer, z is, and I divided by positive so I do not flip it, is less than negative 8. Z is less than negative 8. On number 5, the 3r is going to come down, and then the 2 needs to distribute, so that's plus 8r plus 4. And then you bring down the less than or equal to. On the other side, you distribute the 2, so 12r and then plus 2. Now, look to see if there's anything you can combine. 3r plus 8r is 11r plus 4 is less than or equal to 12r plus 2. Now bring the r's to the same side. So that'd be a negative 12r, and this would be a negative 4. So 11 minus 12 is negative 1r is less than or equal to negative 2. And then you divide by negative 1. So r, since I'm dividing by negative, you have to flip the symbol. So r is greater than or equal to positive 2. On number 6, you have to replace a variable, okay? So where it says y equals negative 3, wherever I see y, I'm going to plug in a negative 3. So 7x minus 4 parentheses negative 3 plus parentheses less than 6x minus 9. Now, remember where you have the parentheses, you just do negative 4 parentheses negative 3. Put that in your calculator and let's see what you get. So that would be 7x, and then this negative 4 times negative 3 is a positive 12, less than 6x minus 9. Now it looks just like what we did before. So bring your 6x over, that makes that negative 6x. Bring your 12 over, that makes it negative 12. So 1x is less than negative 21. And then the opposite of multiplying is to divide. So x is less than negative 21, and that is your answer. On number 7, so wherever I see the y, I'm going to plug in a 4. So y, y, y. Oh, there's several of them. So I'm going to plug in a 4. So that's going to be the 4 next to the x minus 2 parentheses 4 plus 3 minus 7x is greater than or equal to 5 parentheses 4 minus 2x plus 8. Okay? Now, of course, the 4x you cannot change. So 4x comes down, but negative 2 times 4, I can put that in the calculator. Negative 8 plus 3 minus 7x is greater than or equal to 5 times 4 is 20 minus 2x plus 8. Now, you look for like terms. So 4x minus 7x. 4 minus 7 is a negative 3x. And then you have negative 8 plus 3, that's a negative 5, greater than or equal to. On this side, you have 20 plus 8, 28, and then you just bring down the minus 2x. Now, put your x's together. So negative 2x becomes positive 2x. And negative 5 becomes a positive 5. And negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1x. It's greater than or equal to 33. The opposite of multiplying by negative 1, you have to divide by negative 1. And even when you divide by a negative 1, you still have to flip your symbol. So less than or equal to negative 33. X is less than or equal to negative 33. Now let's look at a couple of application problems. 12 subtracted from. Now remember, when it says subtracted from, you have to switch the order, that from. So 12 subtract, instead of 12 minus, instead of putting the minus behind the 12, put it in front. 12 subtracted from, and then you've got twice a number. So twice a number would be 2n. Now this phrase is at most. So look for what is at most. That would be less than or equal to. So less than or equal to triple a number. Triple is 3 times. So triple a number decreased by 5. When it's by, you do not switch the order. Okay, on from, you have to switch the order. Now, you just saw that like you did earlier. So my 3n becomes a negative 3n. Negative 12 becomes a positive 12. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1n, less than or equal to 7. The opposite of multiplying by negative 1 is to divide by negative 1. And when you divide by a negative, you have to flip the symbol. So n is greater than or equal to negative 7. There's your answer. On number 9, and I'm going to move this up so that we can keep it. All right, 6 less than. Now, look at the difference. This does not have the word is there. So if it doesn't have the word is there, it's going to be a subtraction. All right, very, very important. When you see the word is, that's when you use the inequality. But if it doesn't say is, you don't do that. Okay? So 6 less than, remember less than, you got to flip. So 6, instead of putting the minus behind it, put it in front. 6, so 5 times the number, so 5n goes in front. So 5n minus 6. Now here's my is no less than. So no less than, greater than or equal to. And then on this side you have 1/4. Now 1/4 is a fraction, 1 over 4. The sum of, remember you put parentheses, 8 times the number, so 8n, and 12. Sum means plus, so plus 12. Close your parentheses. But remember when it says like 1/4 the sum of, so you have to put parentheses. Okay? 1/4 times. So now you're going to distribute. So you've got 1, let's bring down the 5n minus 6. So 5n minus 6 is greater than or equal to 1/4 times 8. You put that in your calculator, it's 2n. 1/4 of 8 is 2. Plus 1/4 times 12 is 3. Now you get your n's on the same side. So 2n becomes a minus 2n. Negative 6 becomes a positive 6. So 3n is greater than or equal to 9. And the opposite of multiplying by 3 is to divide by 3. So n is greater than or equal to 3, and that is your answer. Last one, number 10. Okay. 2 times the sum, parentheses, sum of a number and 4, close parentheses, okay? So 2 times the sum of a number, the and is your plus, because that's what the sum is, and 4. So n plus 4, close parentheses. You see that is no more than, is no more than, so that's going to be less than or equal to, less than or equal to 3 times the sum of, so 3 parentheses, the sum of a number and 7 decreased by 4. Ooh. The sum of a number and 7 decreased by 4. So the sum of a number and 7, close parentheses. So when it says sum of, look for blank and blank. That's what it says, a number and 7. So n plus 7, close parentheses, decreased by 4. Okay? So 3 times the sum of blank and blank. Make sure you close that parentheses, right? Now, let's distribute. So 2 times n is 2n, 2 times 4 is 8. Less than or equal to, 3 times n is 3n, 3 times 7 is 21. Now this minus 4 is not in the parentheses, so you bring it down. It does not change. So you have 2n plus 8 is less than or equal to 3n, and now you can do 21 minus 4, which is 17. Now get your variables on the same side. So minus 3n, and then minus 8. So negative 1n is less than or equal to 9. And then now you're ready to divide. So divide by negative 1. And since you're dividing by negative, anytime you multiply divide by negative, you've got to flip that sign. So n is greater than or equal to negative 9. And that is your answer. And that's how you solve multi-step inequalities.